Good evening, everyone. We're going to start in about 2 minutes. So if you want to get a beverage and get seated, that would be greatly appreciated, and we'll get going promptly. All right. We're going to get started. I'm too tall or this is too short. I'm not sure. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we will celebrate our first ever Moose Jaw Lacrosse Awards night with Mustang players, coaches, families, and community. My name is Bridget Andrews, and I'm the current president of the Moose Jaw Lacrosse Association and your master of ceremonies for this evening. Before we begin tonight's festivities, let us traditionally acknowledge the lands on which we live. We have come together today on Treaty 4 territory, which is the traditional territory of the Cree, Saulteaux, Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, and formerly Blackfoot. We also acknowledge the traditional homeland of the Métis and honor their contributions. We acknowledge and honor the many First Nation and Métis who have lived on these lands for a millennia. We are all treaty people. To begin, we have some special representatives and sponsors in the audience I would like to acknowledge, and then for making this season and tonight possible. So please stand when I call your name, and let's leave the applause till they're all standing. The 2023-24 Moose Jaw Lacrosse Board of Directors, Vice President Kirsten Clark, Secretary Nadine McAngus, Treasurer Cody Moreland. I know Nadine's running a tad late, so she'll be here shortly. Our Grassroots Director Stephanie Fellinger. I don't know where she is. Oh, there you are. I know I saw you earlier. Communications Alicia Seaborg. So if you want to give them a round of applause. I think we've drove our first man director up the wall. I'm sure of it. Cody's had to put up with us for a full year almost. So, and he's taken it well, I might say. The awards committee that helped put all this together tonight. Chelsea Seiferling, if you want to stand. Tia Ross, Charlene McKediuk, Destiny Schaefer, Chantal Bruce, Alicia Seaborg, Crystal Payant, Christy Soper, and Carla Shimko. So thank you. Tonight would not be possible without the support of the following people and organizations. Bridget Pottle with the Saskatchewan Lacrosse Association was supposed to attend tonight and is feeling under the weather and will be unable to be here to share the night with us. However, we have Lane Hariska is going to be joining us virtually in about 15 minutes from Ontario. Do we know who that guy is? We don't know who he is. I think he's a junior rush goalie. So he's going to be calling in virtually at 6:45. And we also have his dad here as well, so Neil. So welcome. Thank you for coming. These events don't go without fundraising and sponsorship. So tonight, I'd like to just acknowledge the Moose Jaw Mr. Sub, the Cypress Paving Limited, Seaborg Hauling and Excavating, Heartland Financial Group, Shatler Lacrosse Academy, the Queen City Kings, 4Y Industrial, Rockport Carriers Company, and Fellinger Meats and Sons. So this wouldn't be possible without them providing us the financial support to have these awards, to have this evening, to have some snacks on the table, all that great stuff. When our lacrosse board began planning in September of 2022, we decided we needed a mission statement that described what we wanted our association to represent. Our goal was to make players better, provide opportunities, improve coaching standards, and anyone can play the great game of lacrosse. Our association has come a long way. It has been 10 years since our son was first enrolled in the Moose Jaw Lacrosse program. At that time, there were only 60 kids. Today, we have reached the 150 enrollment mark. Our association has been fortunate to have good leadership since inception to grow the game. I think of the continued support of the Barry Stewarts, the Carrie Johnsons, the Bobby Inglisses, the Kyle Delgarnos, the Steve Mikuliks, the Jeremy Ebbets, and Cody Neidish, and many more. To those, we thank you. Both box and field lacrosse have both grown in popularity due to many things. The Saskatchewan Rush supporting our province and member associations, the inception of the Shatler Lacrosse Academy, and our provincial association's expansion of provincial and national programming opportunities for Saskatchewan athletes. This past year, many Mustang players in all divisions participated in the Canada Summer Games at Niagara Falls in Ontario and Field Nationals in New Brunswick. One of our very own female athletes, Mackenzie Shimko, was awarded captain of Team Saskatchewan, the first ever women's team to play at the Canada Summer Games. We had U15 and 17 Mustang players compete in Phoenix, Arizona at the U.S. Box Winter Nationals this past February and make the podium. When we've also had players such as Cashton Seaborg, Mason Williams, Kate Shimko, and Mackenzie Shimko have the opportunity to travel to Australia and Prague to play for the Canada Lacrosse League this past April and May. Four of our former U17 players are now playing with the Queen City Kings in the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League Tier B1 and continue to coach our Mustang minor teams here at home. Plus, Braxton McAngus has returned this summer from playing field at a U.S. college to play with our PGLL junior team and U20 field team and officiate in between. It all started here with our association. Many may think our association is small, but we have seen many exceptional players expand their talent and their educational opportunities. How does this happen? Well, a couple things come to mind. Number one, our grassroots U7, U9 program has excelled. Jay and Stephanie Fellinger have taken this program under their wing and grown it. This year, we held 2 mini tyke and tyke festivals for the first time. It starts here. If the kids enjoy lacrosse at this level, they will probably opt to stay with it. There were 36 kids enrolled in the program this year alone. Number two, through the commitment of family and friends, making sure players get to practice in games, volunteering their time to fundraise and pitch in at games and supporting each other. Our association is a small community of great people, and that's why we have seen all minor house teams excel. Next time you're in the Kinsman, take a look at the east wall and see all the banners hanging there. 10 years ago, when my family started, there was one banner. Now there's many. Today, this shows the strength of our association, the strength of our coaches, the strength of our players. And thank you, parents, for your support and dedication to the program. This week, our association will host the South Saskatchewan Lacrosse League playoffs, and in July, the provincials. Our board wishes all of our teams great success, play hard, make everlasting friendships, but most important, enjoy the game. It's not always about winning, but it's about learning teamwork, sportsmanship, and discipline. With that, we will move on to our feature presentation before moving on to the awards. I would like to call Neil Hariska to the stage to introduce Lane. And I'm not sure, is he online? Is he online? He's online. Okay. You want this one, probably.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I can honestly say this is the first time I've come to Moose Jaw for lacrosse and actually enjoyed the fact that I'm coming here. Most of the time during my time with my son, it meant a stiff beating at the hands of the Mustangs while he played, and generally a pouty goalie on the way home after having lots of goals scored on him. Where are the U13s? Can I get your goalie to stand up? Turn around. Just turn around. That was the age my son started to play goal. Luckily enough, his coach is actually here, Jason Timachuk, who now is owner of the Kings organization. But he was a player before, and at U13 became a goalie. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah. There are plenty of people from this province and lots of people from Moose Jaw that Lane can thank and we can thank for being supportive along the way. And when I look out over this crowd, I've got the chance to travel with Lane and see him play in a lot of places. And one of the favorite places that I've ever been to is a town called Orangeville in Ontario. Anybody heard of this place? It is a small city of about 10,000 people and about the biggest hotbed of lacrosse. Anybody heard of Dylan Ward, who plays for the Colorado Mammoth? Nick Rose, who plays for the Toronto Rock? That's the Ontario Goalie Factory, is Orangeville. And it's a small place, and everybody pitches together, and they have an incredible lacrosse community. The person I'm going to introduce is somebody I know rather well. He sleeps in my basement for 6 months out of the year while he plays for the Rush and comes back to university. And he was one of you guys. He's a Saskatchewan kid, born and bred, always proud to be from Saskatchewan. And I'd like to introduce my son, number 46 from the Saskatchewan Rush, Lane Rushka. Lane, the floor is yours.
There we go. Hey there, Evan. How's it going? My name's Lane. You had a great introduction from my dad. Sorry he rambles on a little bit when he gets emotional, so sure can bear with that. But thank you for inviting me for the awards tonight, and I'm happy to come on and share my story about my journey through lacrosse, both as a player and a goalie in Saskatchewan.
Just give us a second here. We're having trouble with him sharing his presentation. So we're gonna share the presentation. We might not hear him, or we'll hear him, we won't see him. So give us a few minutes, please.
So like I said, my name's I just spent the past season playing for the Saskatchewan Rush. Just a little bit about me. I just turned 22 years old last month. I was born in Tisda, Saskatchewan, but bounced around both Humboldt, Regina, where my family currently is, Warma, as well as Kitchener, Ontario, where I am currently. I study at the University of Saskatchewan. I study education with a dream to become a teacher as well as continuing to play in the NLL. And right now I'm spending the summer out east in Ontario playing for both the Clearview Crushers Senior B and Coburg Kodiak Senior A team up here for the summer. So, so where my lacrosse journey started as a minor. I started out playing lacrosse kind of as a second sport. My main sport growing up was hockey, and then I mixed in both baseball, summer hockey, and as well as lacrosse, obviously. And I fell in with it through the QCNBL. Played there in Regina for the first few years. Fortunately, losing lots of times to Moose Jaw, especially in provincials, still hurts to this day. But I played 2 years of Thunder and became goalie, which is kind of a funny story. As my dad introduced Jason Timichuk, he's my coach for many years. And we had a goalie on our team who was very scared of the ball and would flinch after getting shot at because it's coming after him too hard and he didn't like it anymore. So my mom mistakenly stopped showing up out of the blue. And one day we came and there was a goalie back there, but there was no goalie. So my parents, I always asked them to play goalie in hockey growing up, and it came a chance for me to do the same thing, except this time I didn't ask my parents, and Jason right away says yes, but he's also scared because apparently one of his best players is going to become a goalie. So I played the game, and I played a pretty well game, or a pretty good game as well as the next couple, and soon after that, Jason told me that he's going to continue to draft me whenever he there's a 3-stick involved if I played for the team. So I ended up getting them to approve and say yes, and made them drive me down from Regina to Saskatoon just about every weekend. So I cop on a bus and go out to Edmonton and play. And then after my last year back home, I was still playing hockey at the time, and it was coming to be my first year of midget lacrosse. I came to a decision where it was either quit lacrosse or continue playing hockey. And I was not good at hockey by any means, but it was an easy decision for me to dedicate myself to full-time lacrosse and continue training and working to achieve my dream of playing in the NLL. So around that time, the Saskatchewan Rush first moved to Saskatoon. Obviously, it's been here since. My first year midget marked the first year that the Saskatchewan played in junior A, and I was fortunate enough to practice. Was I believe a 14 or 15-year-old with them for the majority of the season, taking lots of shots from guys well above my age and just getting the best quality shots whenever I could. I played both seasons with the mid-midget Saskatchewan SWAT traveling to Edmonton. I was playing the Greater Edmonton Lacrosse League. And then I was fortunate enough to select to play for the Junior Rush in 2016 and 2017. The second year being coached by Derek Keenan and Ryan Keenan, as you can see on the bottom picture on the right. And then I played Team Sask in 2017 at Midget Nationals in Whitby, Ontario. And then leading into junior, throughout my career, I was fortunate to push, prepare, and train to play at the highest levels. My first 2 years were spent at home with the Saskatchewan SWAT. I had the opportunity to and make the team right off the bat my first year, and both play with and against some amazing players that you see across the NLL now. Just like you see underneath, Ryan McLean, Panther City, Harrison Matsuoka, a couple of guys in Zach Gould, Keegan White, and Black Hawks, and a couple others who are Alberta born. But as you can see, the RMLL has some amazing talent coming out, so I was fortunate enough to play against those guys. And here at both these teams, I was fortunate enough to get picked up by the Calgary Mountaineers, about to coach Raiders, who were attending the Minto Cup, the Junior A National Championship, and in my opinion, one of the hardest trophies to win. So it's just an unbelievable experience to be able to not only go and play, but just be selected to win the team that is going to the Minto Cup. And for instance, my first year in the Minto Cup, it filled with lots of amazing talent from both BC, Ontario, and Alberta as well. Not only just the guys I listed up above, but guys like Christian Del Bianco, Jeff T, Clark Peterson, and I did win the MVP in giving it to Jeff T and Clark Peterson. Means I still got lit up, but that's okay. It happens. So, but it was just unbelievable, especially at 16 and 17, and being able to go against those faces was just an amazing opportunity. So now turn the page to international lacrosse with the Canadian Lacrosse League. So in 2018 and 2019, I got the opportunity to represent Canada at the World Junior Lacrosse Championships, one in Saskatoon and then one in Mississauga. And we ended up winning gold over Team Iroquois on both the seasons. It was just an amazing opportunity, again, to be able to play at the highest level I possibly can, to just dominate Maple Leaf on your chest as well. It's a feeling I'll never forget and something I'll always carry with me. And then I was also
Thanks, Lane. Do we have any questions for Lane? No? Oh, we got one over here. Yes. How long have you been playing lacrosse?
I'd say a rough estimate would be about 12 years. 10-ish years as a goalie and then 2 as a player.
Next question. What's your question? How old are you? Okay. In the first 2 years you were a player, how many goals did you score?
You can ask Jason himself. I know he's there.
Yeah. He's over there. We have a question in the back. Oh. What's your I think he's a goalie. I think we're going with that. Okay, well, thank you, Lane, for putting that together. And we certainly appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. On to the awards. What do you think? Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're going to start tonight with the U7 team. If they could, the U7 Mustangs, can you please come up to the stage? U7. Okay. What's your name?
Braxton.
Braxton? What's your name?
Boston.
Foster. Foster. Okay.
Riley.
What is your name?
Riley.
Riley. What's your name?
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Or Ben.
Ben.
Eden.
Neelan. What's your name? Lincoln.
Layton.
Oh, Lakeland. Lakeland.
Layton.
Oh, Layton. Sorry, I'm a little deaf.
And Tate.
Here, you tell me what your name is.
Date.
Tate. All right, so these are some of our U7s. And today you're going to receive medals for all your hard work you've done this season. What do you think about that? Right? And we have our illustrious assistants tonight. Mason Williams, Cashton Seaborg, and Luke Andrews. Okay, U9, you're next.
There you go, buddy.
Okay, I'm going to get you guys all to go over to the photographer lady over there and get your pictures taken. Just follow. Yeah. Okay. name of yours?
Sawyer.
Sawyer,
Marielle.
Marielle,
Blake.
Blake,
Huxley.
Huxley. Come on.
Nash.
Nash. Gotta be loud in this mic.
Jackson.
Jackson.
Ace.
Ace. Oh, come on, the suit guy.
Tice.
You look awesome. Okay, thank you. They're gonna give you your awards for all your hard work. Oh, one more. Come on.
Sebby.
Sedwin?
Sebby.
Sebi? Sebi. Okay, awesome. Here, stand right here. Okay. You bet. So what is this for? Okay. The Rush donated some prizes for the U7 and U9. Right? U9 only? Oh, for any of the players. Okay. So, okay, Sebi, do you want to come and pull a name? Pick one. Lachlan Clark. Okay, one more. Let's see. Ooh. I don't think Avery Messner? Maybe, yep. Avery Messner. So, Avery, you can come up and grab your prize. U9s, go to the right and get your picture taken. Okay, we're going to keep moving here. So how this is going to work is we're going to do awards by the team. Your coach is going to come up and present you with the award. And then when you get your award, you're going to slide to the right of the stage here, and you're going to go over to the great photographer over there and get your picture taken. So, oh, we're not going to boo that. Okay, so the most sportsmanlike award for all divisions is sponsored by the Shatler Lacrosse Academy. The most improved player is sponsored by the Heartland Financial Group. The best teammate award is sponsored by Cypress Paving Limited. And the most valuable player is sponsored by Seaborg Hauling and Excavating. And I just want to make a note. The best teammate award is voted on by the players in the team, not the coaches. So the kids voted for the person they thought was the best teammate award tonight. So if your name is called for an award, please come onto the stage on the left side or my right side and receive your award from your coach. Then exit the stage the same way you came up. This year we had 2 U11 teams. I would like to call to the podium Krista Williams, head coach of the U11 Team 1, to give a quick blurb about her team and present the following awards. Oh, you're doing two? Okay, so here they are here.
What?
But the Heart and Soul Award?
Yeah,
not
no.
giving. Okay, but I put them here too. I hope
Is this on?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. We started the season with a few unknowns due to the huge amount of registered kids for the 11U, which is a good thing. Sorry, it's kind of late. Okay. As a new coach, I'm really thankful I had Jeff and Sean help me out because this is my first year doing it. And when I signed up, I thought I was going to be the assistant coach. So, and also to our junior coaches that helped us, the board members, everybody that gave us guidance, and Chelsea Seiferling, she managed 3 teams, like including ours. So that made it a lot easier for us. I don't know what that was. Okay. Anyways, the overall team and individual improvement was seen every practice and every game, and I'm super proud of all of you. It was so much fun. Currently, we're in 3rd, going into playoffs this weekend, so we're doing well. And I hope you guys stick to it, and all the coaches keep doing it too, because it just grows the game. And yeah, I'm just really excited for you all. Anyways, so our first award is the Sportsmanlike Award. The U11 Red Mustangs award is going to the athlete that is a great example to his teammates by demonstrating a positive lacrosse attitude, win, lose, on or off the floor. No matter what's happening in the game, good or bad, it does not bother them one bit. I'm very proud to hand the Sportsmanlike Award to Caden Howes. I don't even know which award is it. I don't know which one it is, boys. Oh, sorry, I didn't know which one it was. Good. Congrats, Caden. Yeah, just go down there for your picture. Okay. Our most improved award goes to a player who's never played lacrosse or hockey before. They improved immensely. They crushed some personal goals and always eager to learn. Congrats to Peyton Pinnell. Come up here. Good job, honey. Here, Sean's going to give it to you. Okay. The U11 Red Mustangs MVP. Oh, sorry. I got one more before this. Sorry. We're going to do the Teammate of the Year first. This is a special award voted on by your teammates. This player is a leader, and the lacrosse confidence he demonstrates makes his teammates know they can rely on him to get the job done. Congrats to Stanley Jameson. Good job, buddy. Okay, and last but not least, our MVP. This award is going to a player that is a gifted athlete that's sitting 5th in the league in scoring with 32 points in 8 games. They go out, leave it absolutely everything on the floor. When the team needs a goal or a hit to get momentum back in our favor, they go out and get it done. Their compete level is almost unmatched, and I'm very proud to hand out the MVP award to Kipton Tremblay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Next up, we have the U11 Team 2. So we had 2 U11 teams. And I'd like to call Josh McNaughton up. Oh, you're here. Awesome. To the stage to present.
Thank you. Gotcha. Hello. Like they said, my name's Josh McNaughton. I first signed up to be an assistant coach with the U11, but then I got asked to be a head coach. And then when I showed up, there was 35 kids. So now we have 2 teams. So it's pretty good. This year's we've had some ups and downs. We've had some big wins. And then we had a pretty big loss to the other U11 team, which knocked us out of the playoffs. But last night, we won our way back in. So look out, Team 1, we're coming. First up, we got the most sportsmanlike. So I made some notes somewhere in here. Yeah, Okay, so this player, I've never heard them complain. They silently go out and dominate on defense. They walk away from any nonsense. He's always there when I need him. And if I tell him to go do something, he gets out there and does it. So the winner of the most sportsmanlike is Ethan Tribier. All right, and for the most improved, So this is his first year in lacrosse. He's consistent every game. He became a staple in our lineup and became one of our high scorers. He's got one of the cleanest BTBs I've seen out of a 10-year-old. We got Bennett Dunlop. All right, and for the best teammate award, picked by your teammates, this is a big guy with a big personality. He's a natural leader. When he speaks up in the dressing room, everyone listens, even better than when I speak. Everyone wants to be his friend. It's Sterling Stewart. All right, and for MVP of our team, this player gives an all-out effort every shift, hits harder than probably most adults, has no fear, leads the team in scoring, is coachable, and is willing to do anything I ask him to do. And that's Josh Arnold.
Okay, moving along to our U13, and I don't know where they're sitting. Where are they sitting? Oh. I'd like to call Devin Angus, the head coach for the U13 team, to the stage. You have a wild group.
Oh, I know, but they're right at the front. They're all gonna laugh at me and like, yeah, it's great. All right, well, in the beginning, I was a little nervous about how we'd make out this season, but you guys kind of proved me wrong, and we went undefeated, I'd say, pretty much all season other than our one tie, so we did pretty good. We had some highs and lows through our season, but we seemed to make our way through it and figure it out as a team. We did pretty good. Other than that, I don't have much to say about the boys other than and Bristol, the boys in Bristol. I can't forget about Bristol. She's always got to point that out. We had a great season. They played really hard. We did really good. So I'll start out with the awards. My first one's most sportsmanship. The person that always had a positive attitude on and off the bench no matter what. Even though it was rough, Bristol Dean. There you go. My most improved, this person took every opportunity to learn, not only with it being their second year ever playing lacrosse. They made stealth, which kind of blew my mind at the start, but you know what? They did it. So way to go, Vanden. Vanden Chapel. My best teammate award was chosen by the team. I couldn't choose that one on my own. That one goes to Ryland Deschart. Chart. You know what? I can't spell it right, man, okay? And then last but not least, my MVP, this person showed up, played their hardest no matter what, showed 100% effort, was a true team leader, great kid. I loved coaching him. I look forward to doing it again in 2 years. It's going to be Ryland Seiferling.
Hello, there we go. Moving on, we're going to move to our U15 coach. He's also the PGLL coach as well, but we'll see him in a few minutes later on. But Dustin McAngus, please come and give your awards out for the U15 team. So you get a bit of height.
Hey, Joe, good to see you. Thanks for joining me, Joe. Is this on? Yep. Good enough.
Yep.
So I don't have a big speech plan like everybody else did, but we have had a lot of fun with our team, the U15s. I think we're the only team that gets to say we won our tournament that we entered already this year too. So that's a bonus. I think we're in second place, 9-1-2. Is that right, Cash? Yeah, there we go. So we'll go with our awards. So what do we, most sportsmanlike, he finished second in the league in scoring. He shows up, he battles every time. Cashton Smith. Thanks, buddy. Okay. Our most improved player of the year, he came out this year, took a new position, played goalie for us, shows up every day. He's been dynamite. Joey. Okay, our teammate of the year, we did a little different. We didn't vote. We've had a guy who's been injured just about all year with one bump or bruise or another. He shows up to everything, wears his jersey, big smile on his face. Caden Arnott. My boy. Yeah. And our MVP, he finished first in the league in scoring. He's been dynamite on the floor all year for us. Big heart, Chase Folk. Thank you.
Have you figured out that other thing? Okay, moving on. The U17 head coach was Chris Flanagan. So if Chris wants to make his way, that would be great.
Hey there, thanks. I just want to say thanks to the minor lacrosse board and the awards committee for putting this on together. It's a great event, and I think it's been a blast so far. I want to thank my assistant coaches, Terry Bender and Kurt Pladsen, for helping out this year. Thanks, guys. Also want to thank my junior coaches, Cash and Mason and Luke, for everything you guys have done this year for the kids. Appreciate it. I'm very proud of the team this year. They've come a long way. We have mostly first years, 3 second years. I'm glad everybody listened. They competed every game. And, you know, this allowed us to finish first in our league this year. I don't think we expected that. Lost our first game and then went undefeated after that. So good job, boys and Mackenzie. If there's one thing I can share to the other teams going into playoffs this weekend, this is kind of a saying that came from our coach, Bender, our very wise coach back there, full of wisdom. And we always tell our team before every game, don't be shitty. So don't be shitty this weekend. Go kick some ass in playoffs. Going on to the awards, we're going to start with most sportsmanlike. This player here, surprisingly, he doesn't have a lot of penalty minutes. He battles every shift and has some great hair. That's going to be Chase McKee. The second award here is most improved. This was tough to choose from. We ended up going with two players who have developed immensely during the season, and they're two extremely coachable kids. And that's going to be Riley Bender and Nate Luco. The best teammate here, we had the players vote. I agree with her decision, even though he skipped the practice last week to take a girl on a date. It's going to be Cooper Bruce. Lastly, MVP. This was extremely tough to pick. We had many we could go and pick from, but the player we picked, he battled every single game. He kept us in most games, allowed us to win many. He only really had one job to do, and that was stop the ball. Most nights he did a great job. Colton Flanagan.
All right, now on to our Chris Sauter Memorial Award. Hey, Dustin, come back here. Come back here. Come back, yeah. All right, I'd like to call Kyle Delgarno to the stage to talk about the Chris Sauter Memorial Award and how important it is to our association and to our players and to their family. So thanks, Kyle, and your family for coming tonight. I wrote the PGLL guy down here.
Oh, okay.
Because these are the 1, 2, 3, 6.
So I can, okay, that'll be at the very end then.
At the very end.
Awesome.
And you'll just have to wash this. They gave us a short cord.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Kyle Delgarno. Chris Sauter, one of Chris Sauter's two younger brothers. I had the privilege to play with Chris for several years, side by side on the field and on the floor, and many other years in our backyard. Topher was taken from us in 2013 in a single car rollover, but left us with many memories. He was everybody's friend. Coaches loved him, parents loved him. If I could pick 3 words to describe him, it would be funny, talented, and determined. And if I could tell a story of Topher, it would be this one. It was a league game heading down to Estevan with our junior team. We showed up with 7 runners and 1 goalie. The whole team showed up in 2 vehicles. But the right guys showed up to play, so we knew we had the talent we needed, but we also knew Estevan was a rough and tough farm boy team and a full bench, so we needed to stay healthy and keep our butts out of the penalty box. And we figured we could manage these guys. First period, fight breaks out. Both guys are kicked out. We're down to 6 runners, 1 goalie. Later in that same period, I roll my ankle. We're down to 5.5 players and a goalie. We hold out to the end of the period. We're heading into the intermission. We're leading the game. Period 2, and this is where Christopher steps in. Christopher's running the ball down, meets a guy at half court. He's typically not a guy to dance around anybody, so he decides to go right through the guy. It's a stalemate. The guys bounce off each other. Christopher takes a hit to the head, and he kind of stumbles his way to the bench, gets rid of the ball, and we're almost down another guy. So now we fight to the grueling end of that period, and we make it into the intermission. We're still leading the game. I finally catch up to Christopher in the hallway, and he's mumbling words but not making a complete sentence. And I'm realizing, oh, this guy's like, lights are out. And like, you know that look when lights are on, nobody's home kind of thing? So we're thinking in the dressing room there, what's the game plan? What's the move? Are we going to be forfeiting this game? Or are we going to be strapping on and going right back out? Christopher's the first guy to put on his helmet and walk out that door. Our whole team gets up. We follow him right out there. I'm walking down the hallway behind him, and he turns around. Nobody's in the hallway with us. He turns around and says, how'd we do in the first and second period? It's like, no, this is not good. I looked around, took a step back, looked around to see if anybody else noticed the words come out of this kid's mouth. I was like, you sure you want to go with this, man? Like, you're banged up. We should not be putting you out there. He's like, no, I'll be good. I'll play defense. You put the ball in the net. Say less, I said. In comparison, for those hockey fans, in that moment when Chris stepped back out on the floor was like Paul Correa stepping back out on the ice after getting lit up by Scott Stevens. We were fired up. The Mustangs were fired up. We went on to win the game with 6 runners and a goalie. Topher was tough. He was one of the main reasons that was one of the main reasons he went on to be selected for multiple provincial teams. He played on a Junior B Founders Cup at the age of 15 and again at the age of 21. He played at the First Nations Field Lacrosse Championship at the age of 19, and he got selected the years prior to, but he declined the invitation because I also tried out, but I got cut. He was a big family guy and couldn't accept that I wasn't playing with him side by side out there, so we declined the offer. And again, the same thing happened in box lacrosse. He got asked to play with the Founders team and declined the offer because, again, I couldn't step up and make the team. So he declined that. He's a big family guy, and every team he played on was his family. So to sum up the Memorial Award outline, you're basically the workhorse of that team. You lead by example, you're determined, you put in extra hours, you arrived early to practice and stayed long, you're vocal in the dressing room and in the team huddle, a very physical player on the floor, and a great transition guy. So I'm going to hand out the awards for the U11 Team 1, Jason Seifling. Awesome. Well done, buddy. For the U11 Team 2, Braden Hansen. U13. Oh, I'm going to butcher this name. Griffin Halenman Fogel. Good stuff. Griffin, that's what it was. U15, Hayden Neidish. Good job, buddy. And U17, Ryder Gilroy. That's a familiar name. Good stuff, bud. And from our Mustang PGLL, Max Colson. Awesome. Good stuff, buddy. Smokes, man, you pro, yeah. No kidding.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. That was excellent. Okay, moving on. We're going to keep this rolling on. We also, this year we have an overall most valuable player. It's awarded to a player for their individual efforts amongst a team effort and to highlight that their performance, teamwork, and discipline amid their team peers within the Moose Jaw Lacrosse Association. So this award is sponsored by Steve Mikulak, and the winner this year goes to Broden Platson. Okay, moving forward. This year we have the 2023 Female Achievement Award. This award recognizes a female lacrosse athlete who has led the way for advancement in female lacrosse on and off the floor. They also exhibit outstanding leadership skills, support team peers, and give back to the sport through coaching and other skill sets such as officiating. This year's award winner is Mackenzie Shimko. Congratulations. It's the canvas. Yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Goaltender of the Goaltender of the Year. This award is sponsored by Murray, Bridget, and Luke Andrews. So my family. I don't know how many of you know Luke, but do you think he's a goaltender? I don't know. This award is given to a goalkeeper selected as the best at their position. So I actually had Luke scout the teams, and he's presenting the award tonight, and the winner is Colton Flanagan. Congratulations. You got to have your picture taken with them, Luke. Okay, Official of the Year, sponsored by the Moose Jaw Lacrosse Association. This award recognizes an individual that has made significant contributions to the betterment of sports officials and the officiating profession. Tonight, the official we have chosen cannot be here as he's at a coaching AGM, and the winner is Jeff Kitts. Jeff has sent me a few words, and I'm just going to read what he sent. I'm humbled to be receiving this award. When I began reffing in 2001, I never knew the journey it would take me on. And he asked me to include the picture on the bottom of the screen because when he started, officials didn't wear helmets. So he thought it was kind of a tidbit, and that's him reffing a U17 or an A game, he said, with no helmet. So just his short bio, he's officiated for 23 years. He's officiated over 800 lacrosse games. He's done all levels from junior A to novice. He's been selected to officiate 4 national championships. He spent 5 years on the SLA board of directors, and he is also a clinician and teaches other officials to become referees. So since 2007. So we'll be passing it on. His award is a golden whistle. So that's what he's getting. Volunteer of the Year. This is I think my most favorite award. This award recognizes an outstanding individual who's unselfish and dedicated service that has made a significant difference in helping and supporting the success of the Moose Jaw Lacrosse Association. This person is always there to help. It doesn't matter what you task her with, she always delivers. She's right on top of things, and the Moose Jaw Lacrosse Association is very fortunate to have her as part of our team. I would ask that you stand, please, and applaud for Jill McKee. Thank you. Okay, we're getting to the end. We didn't know what to give the coaches this year because we had lots of good coaches, and they gave it all they could. So what we've done is we've got them engraved lacrosse balls with their name on them and the Moose Jaw Mustangs logo. So team 1, if you want to come forward, Krista Williams, Jeff Jameson, and Sean Sieferling. Team 2, Josh McNaughton and Quinn Stewart, Jamie Olmstead. You'll have to. We missed the official. We got to do that. Okay. We'll get it. Devin Angus, or U13, Devin Angus, Chris Flanagan, and Sean Seiferling, and Justin Seaborg. You're welcome. U15, Dustin McAngus, Joey Folk, Kirk Platson, and Troy Turner, and Chris Mesner. You'll only get one. There's only one.
Hey, there's two. He's one if you
What?
take two coaches in.
That's okay. You can grab them after. Yeah, you bet. U17, Chris Flanagan, Kurt Platson, Terry Bender.
What about me?
Stand out of the way. PGLL, Dustin McAngus, Terry Benning, Corey Kerr, and Joey Folk. So they're trying to read them. Chelsea. So what are you using? And Minnie Tyke, Chance Delgarno, Troy Williams, Bruce Chelsberg, and Brennan Duncan. We should have done this differently. Did we not, which awards are we missing? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, we will do that right away here. Dustin, stick around. We'll do the PGLL award.
need a team of the year.
We will. Okay. I was hoping we were gonna like get without a mistake tonight, and I made a mistake. Oh, I made 2 mistakes tonight. We've got 4 junior coaches, or 5, and those are Mason Williams, Cashton Seaborg, Lachlan Clark, and there's one more. Luke Andrews. I forgot my own kid. Okay. Is there one more? I don't think so. We're good. Okay. So if Dustin McAngus can please come up, we're going to give out the PGLL awards. Oh, okay. And we also, Mackenzie Shimko is a junior coach as well. We missed her here, so. Look at that nice group of coaches to the right of me. Oh.
Okay, we'll go with our PGLL awards here real quick so everybody can go back to socializing. Our first award is Best Teammate. You know, this guy took a lot of face-offs for us. He battled, plays transition. He's all over the place. Jake Guyman. Okay, our most sportsmanlike player, he shows up about 50% of the time right now. But when he comes, he's just a nice calming presence back on the back end, and he's there to support all the other players no matter what's going on in the game. Josh Johnson. Most sportsmanlike. Thanks for coming, buddy.
I just made it.
Hey, our most improved player goes to a first-time player. Is he still here, or is he gone for a second? He's here? Okay, good. So, first-time player came out, tries real hard, battles hard. He's been a great teammate for the guys. Caden Guza. Our defensive player of the year goes to our goalie. He faces about 70 shots a game. He didn't make it, so we'll skip by him, but it's Bryden Kerr. And then, no. Our offensive player of the year is also our MVP. He scored about 60% of our goals. I think he's got 80% of our points. Shows up night in and night out. Braxton McAngus. And then while I'm up here, hey! Give me 2 more minutes and then it's your time, okay? Thank you. I would also like to thank all the people who put all the hard work into running this team, the U15 team, the managers, Nadine, Carla, Shimko, I don't know who else helps out, everybody. Mrs. Guyman, there's lots of people out here, they feed the kids, they take care of them. They're probably the ones that should come up here and get an award and give a speech. So thank you.
Okay, we had a bit of a change in the program. So I just wanted to mention, Dustin mentioned the managers and the trainers, and so just if I could have the managers quickly stand up. Nadine McAngus is the manager for PGLL and U15. Amber Platson is U17. Kelsey Thirdroff, Chelsea Seiferling is U13. U11, Team 2 is Chelsea Seiferling and Bryn Chadwick. And U11 Team 1 is Chelsea Seiferling. So Chelsea Seiferling's done a lot of work too. With that, on the tables, there's centerpieces. So those are kind of your gifts from Moose Jaw Lacrosse for all your hard work. So before you leave tonight, please take one. Okay. Team of the year. Okay, team of the year. I'd like to invite Jason. I'm going to try to say your last name. Aktemichuk, am I right? He is president and owner of the Queen City Kings, along with his wife, Danita. And he has prepared a speech for the team of the year tonight. Thank you.
Real quickly, I feel extremely pressured. I feel pressured to wrap this up real quick, so I'm going to read fast. So good evening, everyone. My name is Jason Aktemichuk, and I've been involved in box lacrosse for many years as a parent, coach, don't boo here, Queen City Minor Box Lacrosse Board Director, and the President and General Manager of the Queen City Kings for the last 6 years. The passion for junior lacrosse started when my oldest of 3 sons started playing junior. PGLL was the highest level in southern Saskatchewan could offer at the time. During my time coaching the Regina Rifles and winning back-to-back team championships, I discovered that a bunch of the players wanted more lacrosse and at a higher level. And that was where it all began. You can have all the skill and passion as an individual player, but that will only get you so far. It takes a committed team. The Queen City Kings program is based off of a commitment, not any one individual player. What does it take to be awarded Team of the Year? First off, it takes commitment from all the players and coaching staff, hard work, and being a team player both on and off the floor. The willingness and the internal drive to persevere when faced with challenges and obstacles like a small roster. So tonight I'm honored to sponsor and present the award for Moose Jaw Minor Team of the Year, the U17 Mustangs.
Okay, if you want Jason and the U17 team, if you want to go to the right and get your picture taken, that'd be excellent. There's just a plaque. The U17 team had 12 players total this year. So I think 11 runners, 1 goalie. Okay, while they're getting their picture taken, we're on the last award of the evening. The Moose Jaw Lacrosse Association Builder Award. This is in recognition of an individual or organization that goes above and beyond supporting the Moose Jaw Lacrosse Association. They're always willing to help. They provide lacrosse expertise to the players and makes our association much better. If I could have everyone in the room stand tonight to please join me in congratulating this person that is known around our rink and we're around provincially and nationally. The recipient of the achievement award, this achievement award goes to Jim Magnay. I would like to, that concludes our awards ceremonies for this evening. Please feel free to stay and visit. The photographer will be available for pictures if you'd like. Thanks to everyone for attending our first awards night, and to all the teams, good luck this weekend in playoffs, Canada Day next weekend, and provincials. All the best. If Avery Nielsen is here, please come to the front. You've got an award you won.